is something I want to talk about. Jimmy Calandra recently, first of all, let me give you a little bit of background. Jimmy Calandra was in the streets all of 3 years. Jimmy Calandra had no reputation of his own. He lived off the reputation of Anthony Spiro and Paulie Galino. Galino pushed Spiro. Spiro had him killed. Jimmy Calandra was going to get killed. So the reality here is this. Jimmy Calandra was known in Bath Beach not as a tough guy, but as a junkie and somebody who broke into houses. That is the reality of who Jimmy Calandra is. Okay? And I've said this all the time on this show. Your reputation should not be based on who you're around. It should be based on what you are fucking capable of doing. Okay, so Jimmy Calandra's Bath Beach reputation is one of a guy who broke into fucking houses and a guy who fucking robbed people and a guy who was sticking everything up his nose and in his ass or whatever the case may be. Okay, so Jimmy tells the same 5 stories a dozen different fucking ways on his YouTube page. He doesn't get factual things right. He gets them ignorant and wrong all the time. This is a guy who supposedly knows the Mafia, alleges he was in the Mafia, which he wasn't. He wasn't even an on-the-record associate. So once again, you have another rat who is glorifying his lifestyle, who threatens everybody online, who can't take being told the truth, and reacts by dead people and whatever the fuck else. One of the things that Jimmy Calandra has done is attack Angel Gotti. He's entitled to defend himself because he takes a lot of shit. I'll give him that. But he attacks Angel Gotti because A, he doesn't like women. That's number one. Number two, he does it because of the name Gotti. He has no reputation of his own. He couldn't sell his fucking name to the fucking morgue if his life fucking depended on it. So he has to attack a woman. And that's sort of Jimmy's MO. Because Jimmy has a pack. He used to beat his ex. Those are facts. Okay? There was also an incident in Ohio with him and another informant. And allegedly, according to dozens of people, Jimmy Calandra took a mentally handicapped woman back to a hotel room and attempted to assault her. And the police were called. Now, I don't know what happened after the fact, but I know when this happened because everybody was talking about it. And it's not nonsense. Over a dozen people told the story of what happened. They were there to do their rat convention where they sell tickets and they eat dinner with rats and they listen to rat tales. Well, Jimmy apparently picked up a mentally handicapped woman and tried to apparently, I guess, have sex with her. And I'm not saying he raped her. I'm not saying that, so please don't take that and try to spin with it. But apparently, whatever he did or whatever his intentions were, it was enough for people to call the police because they didn't want a mentally handicapped woman to be abused. And so the police showed up. To my knowledge, nothing happened. Is there a police report? Maybe there isn't. But this is the type of person that you are fucking dealing with. This is a guy who broke into a woman's house. His buddy kills the woman. He shoots the fucking dog. And then he wants to sit there and say that he had nothing to do with that murder. I say that you get into the car to rob the fucking bank. You drive, you are a part of it. You know what your friends in the car are capable of. And the mere fact that he won't admit that he is just as responsible for Ms. Shemtov's murder is despicable. Anybody that defends this clown is despicable. He's a piece of shit. Now, he took to his YouTube platform and he said that John Gotti wasn't tough. He wasn't a tough guy. Oh no, Jimmy's a tough guy. And his reasoning for saying that John Gotti wasn't is because when John Gotti was a boss, he ordered murders and didn't do them themselves. Okay, you stupid fuck. How many people did Paul Castellano get a gun and run out and kill? How many people did Carlo Gambino grab a gun and go out and kill? How many people did Vincent Gigante go out and rob and kill? How many people did Vito Genovese while he was boss go out and kill? How many people did Joey Massino go out and fucking kill? Oh wait, because we'll be hearing crickets from now till fucking Egyptian blood farts come out of my fucking ears. Well, you know, he hired Tommy Karate to go and kill Willie Boy Johnson, who was a fucking rat. So that makes him not a tough guy. How many mob bosses do you know that serves out to other families. It's been happening since the 1900s. That's nothing new. And this is a guy that was allegedly in the Mafia who was never an associate on record with anybody. He doesn't. He isn't able to read a book or watch a documentary and know that that's true. How can I know that? It's common knowledge. So that makes John Gotti not a tough guy. You have to look at the climate and the turmoil at the time. John Gotti had 24/7 surveillance. Willie Boy Johnson was a fucking informant. You want John Gotti to leave his house with a 38 in his pocket, drive up and shoot Willie Boy Johnson 9 times. You want a boss to do that. When you join the Mafia, you do as you are told, whether you're a soldier, whether you're an associate, whether you're a captain. You do as you were told. How many times have we seen, hello, Albert Anastasia got whacked on Vito Genovese's orders, who was a boss of the family, so Carlo Gambino could take over, as long as Gambino would back Genovese to take over. So you mean to tell me John Gotti's not tough because Tommy Karate from the Bonanno crime family did the Gambinos a favor? Are you stupid or what? John Gotti died chained to a fucking bed. John Gotti was locked down 24/7 for the majority of his time in federal prison, in the harshest prisons in this country. This is not about John Gotti talked on wiretaps. This is not about John Gotti killed the boss. This is about saying that a man is not tough. So let's compare. John Gotti was in the life since he was, 17, 18 years old. Under Carmine Fatico, under all kinds of other people. That's very tight with Neil Della Croce, who were killers. Then he wants to debate how many people John Gotti killed. That makes you tough. Pulling a 12-pound trigger, it don't make you tough. Don't make you tough. I guess killing a woman makes you tough, doesn't it, Jimmy? Killing a dog who barks, that makes you tough, doesn't it? Jerk off. John Gotti died chained to a fucking bed. He couldn't even hug his own family, couldn't even say goodbye. He died on his own blood vomit. Chained to a fucking bed. Now, contrast and compare. Gotti was in his life in organized crime his entire life. John Gotti could have said, fuck this. I'm not going to spend the rest of my life in prison, and I'm going to talk, and I'm going to bury off all the 5 families, including my own. But he doesn't. Tells the feds, go fuck yourself. And he does his time like a fucking man. Jimmy couldn't wait to rat quick enough. The second Jimmy got pinched, he ratted. He ratted. And he wants to be a hero. He's a scumbag. He's slower than an elephant's ball bag. The only thing that you could compare that to is a fucking pedophile and a rapist. They're all the same ilk. They're trash pails. Jimmy couldn't wait to rat. That's the first thing he fucking did. You ain't tough. You're a coward. That's what you are. He talks all this shit about, I go back to Back Beach. No, you don't. I know you don't. He talks all this crazy stuff. When I was in prison, you were a fucking errand boy. You had to post those letters from other prisoners who do time with you to prove that you were nothing but an errand boy and they chased you away from them in prison because they didn't want to be near you because you cried and whined. Then we could put those out and make you look like the dog that you are. But for you to even put your name in the same sentence as Tommy Patera is laughable. For you to even put your name in the same sentence as John Gotti is laughable. Bitch, you weren't even Frank Ganji. Frank Ganji was tougher than you. Frank Ganji was a bigger man than you could ever hope to be. And Frank Ganji, God rest his soul, was a fucking rat. But even he had more scruples than you fucking did. Because the second you got hemmed up, I'm going to tell on everybody. I'm going to tell on everybody. How anybody can sit there with a photo of John Gotti behind their head and praise you makes me fucking sick. Because you ain't nothing but a fucking jerk off and a rat. And I'll say it to your face. I'll say it to your face. All these people think, he's a big, bad, tough guy. Name me one thing that Jimmy Calandra did on his own. Name me one thing. You can't. It's always, oh, the Back Avenue crew. Oh, the Back Avenue crew. You don't even know who Jimmy Calandro was. But you glorify him. And Jimmy says, oh, well, John Gotti was no Roy DeMeo. You dumb fuck. Do you know how many murders Roy DeMeo committed on his own? Not many. It was his crew that were the psychotic killers. The captain, who was Roy DeMeo, ordered his crew to kill people. So I guess that makes Roy not tough either, because, you said that John Gotti ordered other people to do it, so that didn't make him tough. Meanwhile, you think Roy DeMeo ordering it makes him tough. You're a fucking idiot. And you're a fucking rat. And anybody that platforms you, anybody that talks to you, anybody that calls you their friend, anybody that looks up to you needs to have their fucking head examined. Because he ain't a fucking tough guy. He sure as fuck ain't a stand-up guy. He's a fucking rat. And you know where rats belong? In the fucking ground. Straight up. End of the fucking story. So Jimmy, shut the fuck up. Anybody that follows him, well, I got news for you. Listeners to mob genre shows don't have to be stand-up. That's not your job. It's not my job to be stand-up. It's nobody's job to be stand-up. But don't sit there and talk how great John Gotti is and then call a rat a friend. It just doesn't make sense to me. And that's what leads me to this. Anybody that does a mob genre show, if they want to interview rats, listen, that's their thing. They can do that. I'm not going to say, oh, well, this guy interviews a rat, so he's a pile of shit. No, I think you need your head examined, but to each their own. Different things. But when you try to act like you're a street guy, and you're like, oh, John Gotti, I got a big photo of him behind my head. Oh, Jimmy Calandro's coming on. I'm going to start jerking off now. Ooh, Jimmy. Fuck out of here. Stop platforming fucking rats. Stop believing what they say. It's repulsive. It's repulsive. And so if you want to talk about toughness, Jimmy, maybe you shouldn't put your name with men, because you ain't a fucking man. You're a mental midget and a fucking moron. A fucking moron. We'll be back on Mob Talk.